So once again, it's time for Weekend Wellbeing on the Weekend Wind Down Show, and I'm joined by Karen Ferguson from the Maven Club. Hi, Karen.
Hey Nathan, how's it been going for you this week?
Not too bad. Pretty busy week, but being busy is good, I think. Sometimes, I complain when it's too busy, but then sometimes I complain when it's not busy enough. So you can't win, can you? But it is great to see you again. We've been looking at these 5 steps to mental health by the NHS study. It's really fascinating because a lot of it, I think we all kind of know, but knowing that it's actually supported by scientific evidence might make it easier to put it into practice and to believe that it's worth doing. So we've looked at 4 so far. Would you mind just reviewing those a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first one is about connecting with others. The second is about being physically active. The third is learning new skills. And then the fourth is giving to others. And we move on to the fifth and final step in their 5 steps today. And that is the theme of mindfulness, which really is just about being very aware and paying attention to the present. I think that this is one of those significant things that we really need to grasp in our Western world that is incredibly busy, full of stress, lots of different things going on, and always looking to where we need to get to, the future, and kind of, targets and stuff like that. So actually, it can really challenge us to slow down and to appreciate and to almost adopt that attitude of thankfulness and awareness in the right now. Because I think otherwise we're guilty of almost wishing our lives away. We're always on to the next thing and worrying about tomorrow. We haven't even started this very present day. So it's a really good one for us to be thinking about. And simply, they just talk about paying more attention to the present moment, which can help improve your mental well-being. And it includes your thoughts and feelings, your body, and the world around you. And I think that's really important because sometimes we don't really know why we're feeling angst or anxious or stressed because we're actually not stopping and reflecting and paying attention to what's going on inside us and in the world around us. So this is a really helpful step for us to just sort of pause, reflect, be aware, and then also to adopt this sense of awareness around what is good around us, because we can be absolutely inundated with so much negativity. So it's a healthy one for us to do. So they call that mindfulness, and it's just about stopping, reflecting, and having that awareness. It's really good for us to almost proactively build this into our everyday so that we take those moments to just pause and observe what's going on in our heads, in our body. Our body is a big giveaway when we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed or under pressure. So observe what's going on in yourself and observe what's going on around. And one of the most helpful things that we can do is to actually observe through different lenses. So looking after our mental health and well-being often means stopping, reflecting, taking a step back, and potentially putting on a new pair of lenses that help us to see things in a more positive light that will help us. So I will often just pause and look outside, and then I will think about things that are just impressive. You can look at the sky and what's going on. You can look at the trees or nature, and it's so impressive that what's happening outside of my world and my existence and my focus. And it kind of sometimes helps just to bring the wonder and the awe of creation back into your present, to see that there is something beyond you, that there is something bigger and more meaningful with purpose. And there's also that sense of calm. Quite recently, we just had a red weather alert warning a couple of months ago, and it was powerful to be within this or safety of your home, watching the power of the weather to cause destruction. But then in the following weeks, sort of seeing the clearing up of that, and to see then the sun emerging and daffodils coming out, and just this beauty of how things, the life cycles carry on and things happen. And that appreciation for being aware of things that are beyond ourselves is a really good thing for us. And they call it mindfulness, but really it's just about paying attention to the present moment. And I have a friend that quite often talks about having an attitude of gratitude. And so one of the ways that they practice this sense of mindfulness is just looking at things to be grateful for. Maybe listing 5 things to be grateful for that helps to change the narrative of going down negative pathways or to becoming anxious and worried about all the other problems that are going on, either in your own life or right now in the world as well. So our challenge for you this weekend is to start the weekend slowly. Just start it slowly by noticing just 1 or 2 things that are beautiful right now. What will you notice? Might you notice a child looking at their parent and smiling? Might you notice that blossoming flower? Might you notice the smell of fresh coffee inviting you? What might it be? But start this weekend slowly and take the time to notice things that are happening around you and things that you find beautiful right now.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much, Karen. It is good to take a moment sometimes to actually stop and to focus on the good things, including, like you say, what's going on outside. Outside and in nature is a beautiful place to just enjoy. Because, of course, there's so much going on at different times of the year. In springtime, we get to enjoy the daffodils and the snowdrops coming out. We've got some in our garden, which are really, really amazing to watch. And of course, each time of the year, there's different things going on outside, and it could be easy to miss those. The seasons go by, the days roll by, and we don't really stop to think about anything because in our fast-paced world, it's all about the next day and the next deadline, the next, I don't know, the next episode, the next some podcast coming out. It's all about what's happening next, and the news is always about the what's happening next. But it is really good and really healthy for us to focus on what's happening right now, especially actually what's going on right now that really does bring a smile to our face.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Karen. It's really, really fascinating to look at these 5 steps to mental health, and we'd love to hear from you if you've perhaps put into practice one or all of these 5 steps and how that's helped you. And thank you so much, Karen, for helping us to understand what this means and how it affects us and how we can put it into practice in our everyday lives.
Thanks, Nathan. Have a great weekend and enjoy noticing. And hopefully you'll capture some of that on film as well, because you're a keen photographer, aren't you? So maybe you'll notice some things and take some snaps this weekend.
Yes, absolutely. It's good to take photos. One of the beautiful things about modern technology, although sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming and a bit unhelpful, there is a really good part of that, which is that at any moment we can capture a memory on camera. And each one of us, most of us, will probably have some kind of device with a camera, and we can take a photo of what's going on around us, something beautiful that we saw, that we just enjoyed. And that is one of the beautiful things about modern technology that we can actually put to good use, I think.
Very much so.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Karen. It's been an absolute privilege. As always, have a great weekend.
And to you. Thanks then. Bye.